Hey, everybody. We're live for the Innovative Schools podcast. I'm Jordan here. You can see we have our panel here. I wanted it to be a reveal, but I pressed the wrong button. So it's whatever. That's okay. We're just going to keep rolling with it because this is our live season finale of season 3 of the Innovative Schools podcast. Summer has begun for many of you. Summer is about to begin for the rest of you. And that's just a wonderful time. We want to send you guys off with a hurrah into summer of just being able to, you guys relax, recoup, and all this different stuff. But also, maybe, I'm sorry if it triggers you a little bit, but you may have that little voice in the back of your head saying, but you know what? Summer's going to be over soon. Looking at the next school year, what should I maybe be doing, or maybe it's something I can work on, or different resources, things to look at during this time of the summer. We want to respect all of those different things. But that's what we're going to be talking about. But before we get into all the guests and everyone that we have with this wonderful panel, just want to do a little plug and remind everyone that we are sponsored by the Innovative Schools Summit. There's 2 summits coming up, one in Las Vegas and one in Nashville in July. I think all of these, I'll let them say if they're going to be at the summits in a minute, but I think they're at both or at least one. So anyone here, you can meet up with them and talk with them and pick their brain even more and ask them about some weird thing they're probably going to say in the next 30 minutes or so. But the Innovative Schools Summit, you can go and find the dates and sign up and everything at innovativeschoolssummit.com. We also have some later in the year, so you can check that out too. But I've been yapping for a while, and I'm not the expert in education, but these 4 people are. So let's get on to introducing the different people that we have here. Hey, everyone, just everyone unmute and start talking all at the same time. Listeners love that kind of thing. Ernesto, are you there? Do I got to unmute you first, buddy?
There we go.
There
Ladies
it is.
first.
I didn't know if you were being serious. Did you want us all to get on and be chaotic? Because we will. I mean, like, you just threw
You are a
down.
middle school. You were a middle school teacher, Katie. Well, you spoke first, Katie. So
Okay.
Let's go with you. You were on the podcast back in season 2. Everyone here was in season 2, so you may have heard of Katie before. But a little refresher, Katie.
Yeah, I'm Katie Kinder, and teacher, speaker, instructional coach. And I really love the baby teachers first 5 years. And I just love going and celebrating schools and teachers. And summer is my jam. I love summer. I'm excited.
Thank you, Katie. Let's move up. This is the way it's at least organized on my screen. We'll go up to the right with Kara here. Kara.
Hello. Glad to be here with all of you. Yes, my name is Kara Rigsby, and I speak with my speaking partner, which you will get to talk to next. And we speak with Integrated educator, speaker, consultant, and also author. And like Jordan said, we were on the podcast back in season 2. We also have done a masterclass with AccuEd as well.
AccuEd.com. Yep.
We're just, I'm excited to chat with all those educators out there and just kind of give some ideas on how to rest, reflect, and rejuvenate for what's to come.
Yeah, and Kara, you're a little unique in this group because you're still in the classroom right now. Yes. What are you teaching? Are you done with school? Have you finished school already where you are?
Yes, we got done just a little over a week ago.
Cool.
And so, not gonna lie, I hit summer hard right after that bell rang with a little bit of rest and rejuvenation. But yes, I am kind of a mix of a little bit of both worlds here. I still am in the classroom, and but yes, I also speak and consult and do all the things as well. So
yes, wonderful. All right, Megan.
Hey everyone, Megan Deedy. Like Kara said, we speak together. We have a business called Integrated. I spent 15 years in the classroom and just left last May to do this type of work full time. So working with teachers on instructional shifts and talking about how we can make better instruction in our classrooms so it's not overwhelming and we're not feeling burnt out. And then of course, helping those leaders get it down to their teachers. I'm still very much into this teacher mindset of summer, but now kind of working through summer. So great ideas. I think this podcast is going to bring amazing stuff, especially with all of us here, on what to do for your summer as an educator.
Wonderful. Thank you, Megan. All right, Ernesto, my guy.
How's it going, everyone? My name is Ernesto Mejia. I am part of the Cool Speak family. I have been a professional speaker for approximately the last 19 years. Worked in higher ed before that, and a lot of my time and energy right now is focused on the relationships we build, not just with our educators, but more importantly with our families and our students.
Wonderful. Listen, I've been looking so forward to this group of people getting together for us to talk about education. First of all, I just love being a part of this podcast and hearing from so many experts in things and education, and it's wonderful. So let's get into it on this summer thing. Kara, I'm going to come to you first because you said specifically that you ended school a week ago and you had that big summer brain. And so for you as an educator, as a teacher who's someone who just sent these kids back off for the summer, what kind of goes through your brain as you are ending school, summer starting, and you're looking at the next few months?
Yeah, I kind of think of it as the 3 R's. When I kind of get ready for the summer, I think of rest, reflection, and then rejuvenation. And I kind of do it in that order, to be honest. When you're still in the classroom, it's hard to sit and reflect the second you're done with those kids. You kind of need a little bit of a break, a little bit of a rest. And then so that way you can honestly sit back and think, okay, how did things go? But yeah, so I followed kind of those 3 R's. We started off with a little vacation right after school got out, kind of was able to get a little bit of rest. And so now, as we start the summer tour, we like to call it, I'm ready to kind of reflect on what went really well, what I'm going to change for next year, and then what are some things I'm going to do to kind of rejuvenate myself just personally, and then also as an educator. And so, thinking of what I'm going to do personally to kind of just find some joy in anything that's happening, and then what am I going to do to rejuvenate myself as an educator getting ready to go back into the school year.
Sure. So some reflection time followed by some processing, followed by kind of making that action plan after that.
Yeah.
Megan and Katie, is that a similar way to how you approach summer and the end of school, or is it a little bit different? I'll let you guys fight out who gets to talk first. I've really just done a battle royale here of you guys fighting for who should talk. So,
I see
all right,
a
Megan.
nose goes. Yeah, from
Katie
so
is
I'll
pointing
take
at
over.
Megan.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, of course, Kara and I work very closely together. And so I think it's very important to rest before you can reflect, right? Your brain isn't there ready to hear all the things that happened, and you're kind of coming down off of this high. And I guess summer for me, for educators, it's a lot of times we say recovery, and I don't think it's really recovering from anything. Education is absolutely amazing. Yeah, we get exhausted. The kids at the end of the year can be a lot, but it's not a recovery. It's more of a renewal, right? So kind of like renewing ourselves over the summer, doing things a little bit differently, and then being ready to kind of hit the ground running again when we go back to those kids.
Yeah, I like that kind of renewal mindset. Katie, you pointed away, but I'm coming back to you. You can't get out of it. You're stuck here.
Okay, I'm ready. Okay. My whole goal in the summer, from the time I can remember, was to get to the pool. I'm going to the pool. And I even during the school year, it's PD books, and I'm grading papers, and I'm doing this, and I'm collaborating, but then during the summer, it is poolside with fiction fantasy, dragons. What is that normal? Dragons. And I love it. I think there is kind of a recovery, your body and emotional, it's a lot, and you pour and pour and pour and pour yourself out every single day. And so it's a real, I'm going to make a Katie size hole in the couch. Some people don't need that. Some people go straight into summer school or cleaning, or I want to do some sitting, some sitting.
Just some relaxing, some you time, doing what you need to do for that reflection.
The pool.
Okay. The pool, yeah. The pool's great. The pool's wonderful.
Yeah, it is.
I want to go hit that after this because, we're doing. All right, Ernesto, you you didn't really do classroom stuff, so you're in a little bit of a different spot. But maybe there's things that you see as you go around and you're talking to teachers, educators in the school. You have wisdom. I know you do. We've had many conversations, so I might razz you a little bit or joke on you, but I deeply respect you and the wisdom that you bring to this conversation as well. So what do you got as far as that beginning summer educator situation?
Sure. Thanks. I was in the classroom, but just at the college level, the majority.
Yeah, right.
Experience. But you know how as educators, you're always asked to just since day one, what's your why? Have you figured out your why? What's your why? I'm going to ask educators to do the same thing, but not about education. What's your why about your family? What do you want at home? And if you don't have a family, whatever your situation is, your status is, what is it that you want? Because we've defined more things for work sometimes than we do for our own family and loved ones. And sometimes that's important. So that why can just be even for the summer, because I have other ones coming down the road here, but just for the summer, what's our why? What do I want? Like for me personally, I want to build memories with all my children and my wife. And I want to make sure that it's not just going or spending or being, it's actually building memories, because I think that's an important part of our foundation, of our development, of our growth. So luckily for my girls, they're building memories. They're out by the pool, speaking of the pool. And I'm over here, which is great because I love being with you all. But what is your why for the summer? And identifying that. And maybe it's something you want to talk about with your family, because that could be what's leading to some headaches at home. Your why doesn't match up to their why. And therefore, the summer doesn't turn into a restful, peaceful, relaxing summer. If not, we need to plan, we need to go, we need to do, we need to purchase. School's about to start. You know, back to school is going to start in like 2 weeks. So make sure that you've discovered that why for the summer between you and your loved ones.
Yeah, I think that's really good. I like that you brought in the family aspect of that, because it's kind of self-care, but also it's time to spend with your family. And I think that's really important. So we've kind of established, I feel like, that coming out of school, there is a need for that relaxation. I know, Kara, you gave us 3 R's, and I don't remember exactly all of them, but I think relaxation was the first one, something like that. But that relaxation piece. So real quickly, if let's run this for each of you, is if someone says you need to go relax, what is the one thing you're going to do to go relax? What is your kind of go-to? Not your dream, right? Because I can dream about going off to, some Caribbean island or something. But in your everyday, if someone's like, hey, you need to go relax, or you're a little stressed, what's your kind of small go-to quick thing that educator, just people in general, I guess, could kind of do? Anyone want to take that right off the bat?
Yeah.
Megan's got it.
I got
Hand up.
this one. Yeah, if someone's like, "Hey, you need to go rest," I'm an educator at heart. I have a terrible time resting on purpose. So I think that's the biggest thing, is to rest on purpose. You plan a rest, and mine is going outside. We're taking the dogs for a walk, taking my kids outside, going for a run, gardening, something outside, kind of being connected to the nature side of that.
Great, I love that. Kara,
Mine-
Katie, Kara,
mine-
perfect.
Sorry about that.
No,
Mine
you're
kind of
good.
follows Katie's idea of, poolside. But definitely my rest would be just grabbing a good book, and not necessarily a professional development book, but just a book for
Sure.
fun. Kind of creating kind of your own escape is kind of what some people might say. So just being able to rest my brain, rest the body, and kind of taking that route definitely would be my go-to version of
Do you
rest.
have, real quick, what's your current book recommendation? If you
Ooh,
recommend one book, what do you got?
That's a hard one, because I could probably tell you a book recommendation for just about almost any genre. So you'd have to be a lot more specific.
Come on,
I
just
just
one.
got back from vacation, so I have a whole long list. But no, a good book, and just being able to kind of to rest my brain in that way. So
Yeah, no, that's great. Katie, what's your go-to kind of quick fix, stress, relax?
I mean, I'm either, like Meg said, like I'm either like 100% going in my house, cooking, school, all the things, or I can't do, like I have to like sit and like I have to force myself, right? And then when I sit, like I can sit. And sometimes I have to like listen.
World-class champion
Listen.
sitter.
Yes, like I want to watch
Katie
some
Kinder.
Netflix. Yeah, I want some documentaries. Give me some murder documentaries. While I play Block Blast, that's totally normal. And digital addiction. And
I was about to say, aren't you the digital heroin girl? And like,
yes, okay. That's why I have to like stop and go touch grass because I know
Yeah.
it's good. Like Meg said. And yeah, but when I sit, I can sit and I like it. And so it's either 100 miles per hour or 0. And I think that's true because, and I've seen that meme that's like, rest is a requirement, not a reward. And I have to remind myself of that. Like, I don't have to do this entire list and clean everything and do all the things and write a whole book and get it published so I can go sit on the couch and play Block Blast for an appropriate amount of time, Jordan.
Yes.
Appropriate.
Good.
Okay. Okay.
Use that screen time feature.
We're gonna
Lock
use
you out.
a timer. Absolutely, absolutely. So that's kind of how I feel too.
Cool. Ernesto, what do you do to relax a little bit?
I'm Hispanic, so the word doesn't necessarily fit in our vocabulary. When you tell your parents I'm bored, what'd you say? Grab a broom. So it is something that we struggle with. So I want to kind of back up on this one a little bit. I think it's easy to talk about what we do sometimes, and I'm not pointing fingers at anybody here on the panel, but it's actually practicing it and practicing what rest really means. So what I'd like to kind of advise others, and it's something that I'm working on, and if you don't believe me, you can talk to my partner, she'll let you know in a minute. We need to identify why we need the rest. Because even if you don't want it, and I think Katie kind of touched upon it, you kind of have to have it. I have this weird device called the Whoop. It very nicely tells me how well I rested over the night to a point where I'm like, okay, I didn't rest. I was just kind of laying there. And sometimes you may have been scrolling. Sometimes somebody needed milk. Sometimes somebody kicked you off the bed, whatever it might be, but you didn't really rest very well. So I think that the challenge that I'd like to put forth to everybody is try 2 or 3 different things, but more importantly, why do you need to be rested? Is it just because school's coming down the road? Or is it, and I'm just speaking from experience, because you don't have the energy to play with your own children? Because you don't have the energy to go out on date night, and then once 8 o'clock hits, you're like, oh, it's time to go to bed. Like, we need to figure out why we need that rest, but then identify and communicate with somebody else what it means. Because for me right now, this is going to be weird, but I'm just being honest. Rest means going to the gym to try to get more energy, but spending 15 minutes in the sauna because it's good for me. And I'm trying to do more things that are good for me. Do I enjoy sweating? Absolutely not. But it's good for me. And you know what else it does? It forces me not to have any devices on me. It forces me to just sit in silence. And even if it's uncomfortable, I kind of have to rest while I sweat. So it's figuring out why we need to rest and then figuring out the best way to do it and communicating with others.
That's a great word, Ernesto. You love the why. It's all about the why, and I think it's really important. Why do you need to rest? I recently was reading something. I haven't done a lot of research, but it makes sense to me on this. And I've been doing it a little bit in these things. I read a little bit about how when we are resting, whether it's sleep or just kind of playing Block Blast or whatever, our brain, whatever the stressors and the things are, that our brain is still working on those in the background. And so while you may be physically resting, your brain is not resting. It's still trying to process through those things. And so simple acts of writing things down so that your brain can dump remembering those out, or if there's a lot of scheduling things, just using calendars and having things in a way that doesn't have to store in your brain. So when you sleep, your brain's not still working on those problems. And I thought that was really interesting. So just a little thing that I was reading about when it comes to that kind of rest of basically moving tasks off of your brain, either whether if it's something that someone else needs to take care of, let them take care of it. If it's something that you do need to take care of, but at a later time, write it down, maybe use a timer or a reminder or something to get to it later. But to move some of that off the brain is something that I heard about. So there's that little piece from me. So we're gonna follow Kara's. I like that. We're gonna follow Kara's methodology here. So we've hit the relax. Second R was reflect, right? Yep. Okay. So in that reflect stage, we'll start with Kara since she so graciously gave us this kind of framework. Are you asking yourself questions during that time? If so, what questions? Like, what does this reflect look like for you, Kara, as you kind of move into that next piece of these 3 R's?
Yeah, essentially, it's just kind of looking at, what things really went well, what things didn't go well, what are some things that I'd really like to do again, what are some things that I'm thinking, you know what, I'm scrapping that altogether, it did not work. What are, how did things go with my team? Was I a really good teammate? Did I provide enough value to my team members? How did my students perform? Why did they perform that way? Was it because, I tried these new strategies? This is what brought them out? So just kind of really just all of it, not just on the student data side, but also just you as the educator, you as a teammate. How did you perform? How do you feel that it went? And what are some things that, you want to keep and some things that you would want to scrap for the coming year? Or maybe not scrap, but modify or, tweak just a little bit in order to make it the best it could be, or to make it, from terrible to better. And so just kind of just reflecting as a whole and just kind of really trying to shift, making sure that mindset stays positive and not going into that negative. Our brain can so easily latch on to the negative things throughout the school year. So rather just kind of reflecting as a whole on, those positive aspects, what went well, how did my team perform, all those kinds of things. So that way we can start off with that positive mindset at the beginning.
Yeah. How important is being truly honest during that step for you about how things went?
Oh, 100%. If you can't be honest with yourself, it's going to be really difficult to be honest with anybody else. And this is not a time where you have to go share with your teammates or whoever it is. You don't have to do that. It's just for you, for personally, and as an educator, how do you feel everything went? And how do you want to become better in your craft and in your calling as an educator for these students? And so really just being 100% honest in those reflections is going to be super important.
Yeah. Katie, I saw you nodding your head a lot down there during what Kara was saying.
Yeah, she's just taking us to church, right? Like, yes, yes, queen. Yeah, no, I think that's really important as well. And I liked in the moment, like tweaking a lesson. And then when I look back on it and be like, okay, that didn't work this time, because we live a lifetime in a day. And so, that as educators, like I think we make more minute by minute decisions than like brain surgeons or something. Like that's why we're exhausted.
I heard recently that educators make 1,500 decisions a day.
I get it. Yeah. Like you get home and you're like, I'll cook for you, but don't actually talk to me, to my family. That's really, I think, and I like what you said about journaling. We've been trying this in my family to do this like gratefulness journal, or like when something goes wrong, you come up with 3 things that you're grateful for right there. And I'm really trying to do this with my teenagers, and they really like it. And I'm like, listen, like they're going to complain about something. I'm like, go write in your gratefulness journal. And the first thing you should write
grateful
is your mom
made me do this.
Yeah, 100%. But we have been trying that. I'm like, we need to rewire our brains for joy and for fun and for laughter and smiling. And all of that does that. It really does rewire your brain to think of things like that. So, for instance, and Kara and I and Meg, we just talked about this because I was at an event yesterday and it was drivable. And I packed my whole suitcase. And I even packed my teal swim dress because it was at this big resort. Okay, listen. And and I was going to go to the pool because I love the pool. And I also had a lot of other things. I had this bag, I had the teal glasses, I had, my prizes, my books, and I get almost 4 hours away and I open up my trunk and I had left my suitcase in the living room.
Oh no.
And I was speaking the next day. Like, I didn't have an outfit. I didn't have makeup. I didn't have hair stuff. Like, I didn't have anything. And I get back in my car and I look for the closest Walmart, and my outfit was sponsored by Walmart. And it was. And it wasn't the best, but I, like, going over to Walmart, I'm like, oh my gosh. But then I'm like, okay, I'm going to do the gratefulness thing. I'm grateful. And I kind of started with, like, I'm grateful I have this car to go to Walmart. And I'm grateful that I can buy these black jeans that I would never buy, like, whatever. But I was, and I had the ability. I was within 10 miles of a Walmart. I was, and then I didn't get to wear my teal swim dress at the resort. But I was able to do the event, and it was good. And it was, I think one of you sent it to me, like, this new speaker fears unlocked. Yeah, I was like, because I want to be vulnerable too with, like, everyone. Like, it's not easy, and here I am with no suitcase, and I put it out on the internet webs so people would feel sorry for me, and Kara did.
And Kara did.
I did. I
Gratefulness
said new fear unlocked, leaving everything behind. But I think it also kind of what you just said kind of goes to kind of just being honest with yourself, kind of also goes, just being authentic and real with not only, everyday life stuff, but with what happened in the classroom as well, right? You have to be honest, you have to be real, but like you said, we're going to try to spin that to make it positive rather than negative, because it's so easy to be negative, and it's so everyone, can jump on that bandwagon, but rather let's try to spin it into the positive, because that's what's going to bring joy. That's what's going to bring, the teamwork and all the things that we want together is being positive. So, but like I said, new fear unlocked, leaving the suitcase.
Yeah. Megan, as you used to close out your years, or when you're in the classroom and you're moving, your reflection time, is that similar to kind of Kara's approach and what she was doing? Is there anything specific that you would ask yourself or that you would do to help you reflect on how the previous school year went?
Yeah, I think it's really important as an educator to reflect on our practices in the classroom, of course, reflect on the team, but also to take a spin on this is to reflect personally, not necessarily attached to our job and our career and our calling, but about, like, not professional goals, but personal things. What truly brought me joy throughout the year, throughout the time that we're reflecting on, and what drained me, and how can I kind of have a mindset shift on that, or little, like I like to say, 1% shifts, right?
Sure.
3 minutes out of your lesson or 15 minutes out of your day. What's that one little shift that you can make to bring more joy to what you were doing, the things that were draining you? Kind of personal reflections of what do you need to let go? What do you need to bring more onto? So just kind of taking away from that recovery to that more renewal thought.
Yeah. All right, Ernesto, explain to us that we really should be analyzing why we reflect and not how we reflect.
It'll be in the neighborhood. So this is something that anyone can do, and it's not just for educators, but
yeah,
I'm a big fan of getting real data about myself, and not just, I'm going to give you 100 evals and 5 people are going to say I'm horrible. Cool, that's a good average. 95, I'm the best thing ever, because that makes sense. But that's how it works out. So here's what I would challenge everyone to do. You yourself identify 2 strengths and 2 challenges as they relate to your job. Some of you are going to struggle, and some of you are going to identify a strength that others might not see as your strength. So here's the add-on to do to it. Reach out to 2 fellow educators. My recommendation, someone in admin and a fellow teacher, and ask them the same question. What are 2 challenges that you feel I might have as an educator, administrator, whatever your role is? What are 2 strengths? And if you want to do the extra credit, try to reach out to a parent or a student. Once you get all of those lists, then we can come up with the real challenges and strengths that you possess. And we can then try to plan ahead to try to plan a game plan of how am I going to address these challenges and how can I continue to develop these strengths? Because sometimes I feel like when we identify strengths, like, well, I don't need to do anything with that. It's a strength. Well, if it's your superpower, don't you want more of it? So yes, you want to continue to develop those strengths. So that would be one way I think that you can reflect on how you are doing as an individual in your role and truly growing, and go to people that you trust that will give you honest feedback and not, oh, you're perfect. Okay, thanks for the feedback. I feel like I don't have to do anything. You have to find the people, like my team will be like, go ask E, or it's me, Ernesto. I'm going to tell you, good or bad. And that's what you need so that you know how to move forward and continue to improve.
Yeah, I have a couple people in my life that I really respect, but they'll tell me everything that I'm doing is good. And I don't really take that. I'm someone who much more would rather, I say it to my team all the time, like, hurt me with the truth than spare my feelings with a lie, is kind of where I am. And so getting that honest feedback from other people of like the challenges and things like that, I think is really crucial. Before moving on to the last R, just a real quick question, just to learn a little bit about you guys. I once had someone ask me if I would rather have a book of everything nice said about me or everything not nice said about me. Which book would you guys rather have?
I want the nice one. I want the nice one. I'm cried way too easily for a mean one.
Fair.
No.
Fair.
I need to challenge this. I want a little bit of both. Is that an option? Like
It is not. That's not how Would You Rather works.
Okay. I'm going with Katie on this one. Like I'm a Midwest girl. Like, tell me some things about feedback and stuff, but you need to sandwich it with some good stuff. So I'm gonna take all the good things.
You want that compliment sandwich.
Yeah.
You need that.
I mean, not to jump on the bandwagon, but I'm with the girls.
Okay.
I think I'd be a little bit too tenderhearted for a whole book. Now, that's not saying I'm not up for some.
How many bad things do you think you've done, Kara?
That's not saying I'm not here for some, criticism or feedback, but a whole
Yeah.
book. I think I'd have to go more the nice route than the not so nice route.
Okay.
All right.
Ernesto, where are you?
Of course, I'm
Why
gonna
do we
differ.
have the book is what he wants
Right.
to answer.
I'm going to go with the not nice. And
I'm with
that's
you.
because of the belief I have in my abilities and my niceness, if you will. I'm going to continue to hear the nice things, I hope. I don't know that everyone's going to have the courage to tell me the not so nice things, so I need to expose myself to them and understand them. Believe whatever I want to believe, but know them. And I'll probably be like Katie. I'll probably cry halfway through and tell them they're a loser and you don't know what you're talking about. And then the next day, someone's going to write those exact words in an eval. I'm like, maybe they're not. So I'm going to go with the not so nice book.
I'm with you
All
on
right.
that one.
I was hoping maybe Ernesto, you should have gone first then, because maybe you've just switched my mindset a little bit. You're right. So I retract that. You're right. People are going to tell us all of the good things because they don't have the courage to tell us the feedback. But I crave the feedback. So I will take the book of non-nice things, and we can sit together by the pool, touching grass, whatever, and read the book.
I'm still taking
Yeah.
the nice one.
Yeah.
Give me the
That's
nice
fair.
one.
Hey,
Well, you're right. Like Kara said, like the whole book. What? No. But I do like feedback as well. And some of it is super like constructive, like as a speaker, as an educator. And of course I'm going to preach and practice what I preach. And I'm always telling teachers, like, we're going to grow through it. We're going to get better. We're going to always continue to get better. And like, I study the speaking game. Like if you'll see me at the Innovative School Summits, I am on the front row watching Ron Clark and watching, the people who are up there, Jerry Chang, so good. And I'm studying it. I'm trying to get better, and I'm trying to get on that main stage. Jordan, you already know. And and I do believe in feedback, but again, Kara,
a whole book. You just
the
can't take a whole
book.
book.
Yes, I'm not taking the book. Ernesto, come on.
I'm
That's
taking
true.
it.
No, I'm with him. I would I think that we grow most from knowing the things that we've done wrong than the things that we've done right. But that's me. It's, I think that's just an exercise, but I hope that it gets everyone kind of thinking of like, as you do that.
Yeah.
kind of
Jordan, let me
reflection-
give you, sorry, Jordan, to interrupt you. Since you
No,
love these questions,
go
this
for
is for your next YouTube live or podcast. Do you work to live or do you live to work? And that's
Yeah.
something for our educators to consider over the summer as well.
Yeah, for sure. Which one of those do you do? Even, again, like you're saying, even if you're not an educator, that's a great thing to wrestle with and figure that out. Kara, what was our third R?
We had rest, we had reflection, and then the last one is rejuvenation, or kind of what Meg was saying last time. You can change that to renewal as well. So rejuvenation or renewal. How do you get yourself kind of, back into fighting shape, I guess, is kind of what my brain thinks of when you think of that.
Okay, so how do you get yourself in fighting shape, Kara? How do you do it?
Yeah, I think it's a little mix of just a little bit of personal and a little bit of work as well. So going to these conferences, like Katie was saying, we study the speaker side of it. We pour into all of these leaders and educators that come into our path. But then also for me, I also am pulling away knowledge from all of these people as well. We'll sit on in Katie's session, we'll sit at main stage, and we will literally just take all of these things, not only from a speaker side, but for myself also as an educator. What can I take back to my kids? What can I take back to my team? What can I use to continually get better at my craft as an educator in the classroom? So that's kind of part of it, is that, using these conferences to kind of get me excited again with anything going back into the classroom. And then personally, it's just kind of finding what are those things that bring me joy throughout the day. What are the things that I'm doing with my kids, my family, that bring joy, that bring life, that just kind of uplift your spirits, so that way when you do have to go back into that school year, you feel refreshed and ready to go.
Yeah, for sure. We'll pop over to Megan this time, second, to just because I had nothing. I just wanted to change it up.
That's
I had nothing
perfect.
there.
Yes. And so I actually have like 10 steps to think about, or 10 things, ideas that you can do to move from recovery to renewal. And one of them is educators. I think we're super good at leaving the classroom, and then in the summer, we create another to-do list. Right? Like we had all of these things that we wanted to get done in the classroom and at our job. And then we get home and we're like, okay, I want to clean the garage, organize the basement, fix the pantry. And we come up with this like summer to-do list. My challenge is for that renewal is to change that to a memory list. So what this is you are making a list of things to make memories of, and those essentially are those experiences. So they can be very small things. It could be watch a sunset or watch a sunrise with my family, drink a cup of coffee in a new place, go visit somewhere you haven't, maybe you're close to a lake or a different park or something. It can be with people, it could be by yourself, but those memories at the end of your time, at the end of your summer, you're not going to remember the to-do list that you did, but what you will remember is the memories that you created because you made an experience happen. And so kind of like taking away that list of I have to get all of this done, and it almost forces you to recover or to reset on purpose. So one of those. And then I also challenge for you to try something that you're really bad at. For instance,
Okay.
maybe you take a pottery class. You've never done pottery. Maybe you are, I don't know, maybe you've never gardened before and you want to try gardening. If they all die by the end of the summer, so be it. You've learned something, but try something that makes you a little bit uncomfortable so that you can be comfortable.
I love both of those things so much. Memory lists and doing something that you're not necessarily good at. I love that. That's sweet. Ernesto.
I'm not ready, bro. That's the wrong order.
Okay, fine. Katie.
No, I'm just messing. Just messing. Go ahead, Katie.
Ernesto, do you want me to just pass it to you? Come on, man. You
You're
ready?
good. You're good.
Okay.
Take it away.
I'm just gonna like say all the same things that Kara and Meg did. Yeah, at the end, and she said at the end of your time, and I was thinking at the end of your life. She was meant the end of the summer, but I think
Yeah.
that go
Or both.
Please, it doesn't need to be so extreme, but I think that's true though. Like when you look back at your life, like it's the experiences that you created, and I know this piggybacks off of some of our PDs because I've been in Megan Karen's PD as well, like being on the front row as a hype man, like I'm like videoing them, and I love it, and like we're creating experiences for our students, right? We're pouring into them experiential learning and all of that. And then when we go home and we're exhausted or we have the to-do list, I love that like you are intentionally making memories. And like I know you've seen it, and I think we all have kids here. The little meme that says you get 18 summers with your kids, like use them wisely. And that guts me because I have a 17-year-old son who's my baby and he's about to turn 18. And but we intentionally went on a family vacation. And since I've been speaking, 2023 was my first year out of the classroom. Since I've been speaking, of course, the summer is really busy because it's conference season. And we hadn't taken like a family vacation, like got on an airplane and flew to another destination in like 2 or 3 years. And so we just got back from Arizona and I used my Southwest points.
Nice,
And we
nice.
all went out there and it was, we had fun. We swam, we saw Sedona, we did all the things. So I really like that, Meg. And just the remembering that that's what it should be about as well. We need to create experiences for our families and for ourselves. So I like it. All right, Ernesto, it's yours.
Yeah, she vamped long enough. You should have something by now.
Oh, I was ready. I was messing with you. So back in the day, not too long ago, unfortunately, you know how that check engine light comes on in your car and
Uh-huh.
kind of just keep driving, hoping it disappears, and then 2-3 days later it's gone. Like, oh, it's fixed. It was just the day, probably. It's fine now. I'm gonna ask us to do a check yourself engine light, and by that, what I mean is your physical and mental health. Sometimes, and you addressed this a little bit earlier, Jordan, these things are taking up space in our head. And it might not even be your own health. It might be somebody else's health, mom, dad, brother, sister, friend. But I'd like to ask everyone, and I'm not in the medical field, but I don't think we struggle too much with let me make the optometrist or the dental appointment. Summertime, I'm going to do that. But maybe it's a mammogram, maybe it's a colonoscopy, maybe it's something else that you weren't really planning or really looking forward to. But that's still taking up space in your head because you're like, I probably should do that. Oh, that just happened. Oh, I've been meaning to set up this appointment. Oh, I was going to call. Well, stop. Just do it. And unfortunately, because I've seen and know too many people that maybe could have done a little bit more if they would have tried to address it a little bit earlier, do a check yourself engine light. And not only that, like even just checking in on yourself and asking yourself, am I happy? If I'm not, why not? And when I say a mental check-in, I don't even need you to go to a counselor, an advisor, anything like that. You can go hang out with your bestie and just unload, just talk. Because for those of you that haven't been to counseling, I'll tell you exactly what happens. Hey, how are you? Good. How was the weekend? Blah, blah, blah. 50 minutes later, you're like, time's up. Like, oh, I feel so much better. What'd you do? I just verbally vomited. That's literally all I did. But it makes you feel better. So I want us to actually do what we need to do to be healthier, to be whole, and not just say, I rested and I'm healthier and I'm whole, even though I didn't work out, I didn't check on my health, I didn't do any medical, check-ins. And these are things that we need to do to ensure that we truly are healthy.
Yeah. Taking care of all that different stuff. So we made it through the 3 R's. Right? We got rest, is that what, or relax, something. Those are both R's. What was our second one? We had rest, reflect,
Rest,
and
reflect.
renew.
Mm-hmm.
And we got through all those. So we're coming to the end. I think it's time for us to about land this plane. But I want to give each of you an opportunity to speak directly to our listeners, the educators, the administrators, the superintendents, and just give them some kind of encouragement, send off as they go into this summer and kind of start to see that next school year on the horizon. Just giving you guys the platform to speak directly into them. I'll let y'all decide who gets to go first on that. Not everyone at once, please. All right.
No, I can do it. I just did this.
I was about to call you
I was just
anyway
kidding.
because you.
Okay.
I'm sure all of you teachers probably did that at some point when
Listen,
some kid was
sure.
like, "Not me," and you're like, "You then."
Yeah, it's you. It's you. You were ornery, and so now you got to go first. No, I just want to say that we love you. You're so loved. We know it's hard being a teacher, but anything worthwhile is hard. And so I hope that you'll take care of yourself this summer, whatever that looks like for you, and be ready to take on the next school year and to love the babies that are put in front of us every day. Scene.
Wonderful.
Meg.
Oh, that's how we
Done.
should do it. You pick the next person. That's what we should
Yes. Okay. Yes, Katie, and also start something this summer, fill my cup type of situation, and try to carry that over for yourself into the school year, right? Just those little things that you're finding joy again with, and bring those into your new school year, knowing that you have people that are in your corner. As educators, we're so supportive for everyone. So take time to renew your summer, to renew yourself. Pick up something crazy. Do something you don't normally do and challenge yourself for yourself. And when you're ready for those small shifts in your school, you have amazing speakers right here that are along your side, helping you find what it is that you need to carry on next school year.
do. Who are you picking next?
I pick Kara.
Here, I thought she'd switch it up.
I thought so too.
One thing I want to leave them with is just all the educators and leaders, whether you're just finishing or whether you are going to be finishing here very soon, is all the work that you do and that we do currently, it matters. You matter. And the impact that you have had throughout this year has been great. Whether you feel like it has or has not, I promise you the impact that you have on the students, on your staff, anyone that you've come into contact this year, it matters. And I just want to leave you with that encouragement, because education, like Katie said, it can be hard, and but the good things don't always come easy, and the work that you do, it matters. And so just kind of keep that in the back of your head and take the summer, take the time to rest, reflect, and rejuvenate yourself, so that way you can come back at the beginning of the school year ready to pour into all of those kiddos and all of the staff that you are coming into contact with next year. And just know that you have a whole host of people supporting you and here to encourage you and here to help in any way. But just know that your impact is great, and everything that you have done, it matters greatly.
Thank you, Kara.
What if Ernesto just said, "Find your why," and then the screen just went black?
And it goes to it.
I'm just kidding. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
You're
Ernesto.
good. You're good. I think the first thing that I want to say is thank you. You're not thanked enough. You're not appreciated enough. Sometimes you're not even respected enough. And I want to flip that and let you know that as educators, especially administrators, it doesn't take that a whole lot to show your team that. You don't need a whole lot of money. You don't need a big old party. Those things are great. But a note, candy bar, coffee, a donut, some fruit, something. Show them some love, because in any jobs, we just want to feel seen, respected, and appreciated. So I want to start there. I also want you to know you are doing something in this country, in this world, that is desperately needed. And I'm going to give you some examples. Mrs. McLean, my second grade teacher. Mr. Conklin, my fourth grade teacher. Ms. Kelso, high school math teacher. Dr. Illingworth Rico, university professor. There's a reason that I remember them. They helped me get to where I'm at today. They were a part of my journey. And that's what you are doing as educators as well. And while not everybody might recognize it, appreciate it, you need to remember that you're making a difference, and you need to remember that what you do matters, regardless of what people say. You're enabling, empowering, encouraging, and helping us, parents and caregivers, develop and help just develop overall independent, critical thinkers that are going to make a difference in this world. And we can't do it without you. So please keep on doing what you're doing because we need you.
Absolutely. I want to thank all of you, Ernesto, Mega, Karen, and Kara, and Katie for joining us and helping us sign off on the final, or not the final, the final episode of season 3 of the Innovative Schools podcast. And just thank you for your encouragement and your insights into ways to help educators continue to educate and work hard. Like many of you said, and we say it on the podcast all the time, that teaching is tough. It's hard, and we're just here as the podcast to try and provide as many tools and insights and encouragement as possible to our educators. So thank you, everyone, for joining us for this and being along for the ride for our first live streamed episode. Small little plug at the end here of just reminding you of the Innovative Schools Summit. We have Nashville and Vegas coming up. Everyone here will be at, I meant to ask, everyone's at both? Or
Yep.
Yes, everyone here is at both summits. So be sure to come and hang out with them, ask them some more things or whatever you like. But thank you, everyone. This is a wrap on season 3. Season 4 will start in August, so be on the lookout for the start of that. Thank you again. We'll see everybody later.
Thanks, Jordan.
Appreciate you.